Welcome to Plant City Bonsai. I'm Steve Craddy. Today we're going to do our fall video. It's always the most fun one because the weather's so perfect for shooting, and our nursery is full of awesome trees. A new collection came to me recently that made me want to really make this happen. We're here at the Sea of Junipers, a favorite area of my nursery since day one for people to select trees to create their own wonderful bonsai, and the sea has never looked better. The smaller ones have grown and the larger ones are now giant size, and it doesn't take long to go through these to find your treasure. They've been partially worked on, many of them have, and it just makes it easy to really zero in on what you want to work with, and it's very exciting to me to have them this good. These are some of the examples of what you can do with those junipers that we were just discussing. They're mainly Procumbens nana. We use several varieties, including Shimpaku, but the great thing about these trees is they grow quickly. If they have a flaw, they can get out of that flaw and turn into a specimen easier than any of those species of junipers. And it's everybody's favorite. This tree is out of a 14-year-old group. They have that nice aged look. I have clients who come in and see the incredible movement these have, and it looks like they've been wired by some professional bonsaiist, and frankly, it's the way the tree grows. And when they get some age on them, it just makes it that much more dramatic. This is another example of the Sea of Junipers, and notice that this perfect canopy, and there's probably 50 to 100 of these out in the Sea of Junipers, and they're just each have this beautiful canopy with great branching, and just like instant cool bonsai. From here, let's go to the Japanese garden. We have lots more cool things to show you. The Japanese garden has not been cooler looking than it is right now. It's full of wonderful pines, Kyushu Shimpaku, many types of chamaecyparis, and can't wait to show them all to you. This first one is very unique. It is a Japanese white pine, and it's a special variety. It's a corky bark. The corky bark white pines aren't super corky, but the roughness of the bark is what makes them so cool. And this is just such a prime example. It's awesome. This is also a Japanese white pine. Very beautiful rough bark. It's very old. I remember owning this tree before and then selling it and then having the opportunity to buy it back recently. It's just a very unusual. I don't know a whole history of the tree, but it's just dynamic to have these short, tight needles with such a rugged bark. Wonderful. This next tree is a Japanese black pine. It has as pretty a bark as you could ever have on a bonsai tree. Has great taper, and I've actually have a history of this tree. I've known it for several decades, and it's just healthier and has developed more over the years. Another Japanese black pine, very unusual style. The cool base is only outdone by the beautiful curve of the trunk going to the apex. This has been in my life for several years. I've actually sold it, and then I finally bought it back, and just has a beautiful display of branches. It's really been worked on a lot, and I was so excited to be able to have this in my garden again. save the best one for last. This is a Japanese red pine. You just don't see many of these. The needles are just a little finer than other pines, and which makes them a favorite and this is an unbelievable example. The root buttress, the movement. You only get this on a red pine, and it's just awesome tree. Before we leave this room, I wanted to mention I still have a very nice selection of Kyushu Shimpaku, Itogawa Shimpaku, and many other treasures in this room also. So at this point, we are going to head over to another room, to the rectangle area, where I have some more goodies to show you. This room is always full of trees that I consider my favorites, although I have a lot of favorites. This is a very rare cork bark elm, and this tree, even with a small girth, takes a lot of years to get to this height with the bark showing this part of this far up on the trunk. And here's its brother right here, another example. Very cool. This tree was in the permanent collection at the monastery in Conyers, and one of my clients purchased it. Years passed by, and it became available to me, and I'm so excited about this because this is a very old tree. It even goes back before. It's a totally unique trident maple. It's different than the standard tridents. The leaves are different. It blooms different. I mean, it turns different colors, and it's just awesome. Trident maples are always my favorite deciduous tree. This one's extra special because it has the most unique trunk I can remember owning. I owned this once before and I sold it. I finally got it back very recently. It's one that I would love to keep, but it is for sale. From here, we're headed to one more room. There's a tree I want to show you. It's very, very special. The last tree we're going to talk about today is a very precious tree to me. It's one of the largest bonsai that I think I ever owned, and I sold it, and it has come back to me. I'm very excited about that. It's a lacebark elm, very dependable. I remember, usually when you have a deciduous tree and we got a freaky freeze that covers the tree, the leaves, and ice, you feel like you've lost that tree or it is severely damaged. This has been a long time ago, but that did happen, and I was just so pleasantly shocked. The ice melted and every leaf was intact. Didn't discolor the leaves or anything. It was a late spring crazy freeze, frost. But it's a wonderful tree. It has a character about it. I just can't explain it. It is so admired. There was an artist here in town who wanted to do a photography session of my best trees, and this goes back way early 2000s, so it's a long time ago. And he wanted to do a photograph of this tree, and I treasure this like I do the tree. So I'm happy to have this guy back. Thank you for taking the time to view this video. It's been a lot of fun for me to do this. Very much enjoyed it. Please come by and let me show you the treasures. he came up and we picked several trees for him to photograph, and he did it in there at night.
Set it up with lights and such?
Yeah.
Cool.
And they were really super brilliant lights. And one of the nights, the what do you call it? The transformer or something?
The electrical?
It blew up.
Oh, too much juice was being used or something?
Well, it was like you thought it would have broken the windows out of it.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, it was.
Like the transformer on